Hey there. Ready to dive into the psychology behind why we buy things?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got a ton of research all about buyer motivation and not just the logic,
Right.
but like the hidden emotions that make us actually click add to cart.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff.
It is. I was reading that even in business-to-business sales, emotions play a huge role.
Hmm.
Like, did you know the research shows that people often buy based on feelings first,
It's true.
and then they use logic to justify the decision later?
We like to think we're rational,
Yeah.
but those gut feelings, the desires, and even like fears,
Right.
those can be powerful motivators.
It's like falling in love with a pair of shoes
Yeah,
and then convincing yourself they were a practical purchase, right?
exactly. And one of the most powerful forces, the fear of missing out,
Oh, yes.
FOMO.
FOMO.
It's why those limited time offer messages work so well.
They get me every time.
Mhm.
I read a study that said consumers are like 67% more likely to buy if they think they might miss out.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's huge.
Mm.
It's like suddenly I need that item,
Yeah.
even if I didn't know it existed 5 minutes ago.
You don't even need it,
Yeah,
but you gotta have it.
exactly. And this principle goes way beyond impulse buys, right?
Mhm.
Think about big decisions,
Yeah. Yeah.
like choosing a financial advisor.
Oh, yeah.
You're more likely to go with someone who highlights what you could lose if you don't invest.
Loss aversion.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Rather than focusing on potential gains.
George.
It's fascinating how our brains are wired.
It is.
So we're trying to decode what drives buyers.
Right.
And it seems like we need to understand these core emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our sources all point to 4 key drivers of motivation:
Okay.
pain points, desires, trust, and value perception.
Makes sense.
Let's unpack those, starting with pain points.
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
So think of it like this.
Okay.
Everyone has problems they're trying to solve, right?
Yeah.
A pain point is any challenge or frustration your potential buyer is facing. Could be anything from needing to get in shape
Sure.
to wanting a less stressful commute.
Mm-hmm.
If you can identify their pain
Yeah.
and position your product as the solution, you've struck gold.
So like how noise-canceling headphones solve the pain of a noisy commute,
Exactly.
or a new project management app can help a business owner who's drowning in to-do lists.
Perfect example.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
Now, flip that over and you've got desires, right?
right.
The second driver,
Mm-hmm.
this is about what the buyer wants to achieve.
Yes.
What they're reaching for, you know?
Yeah, like what are they yearning for?
Yeah, do they want more free time?
Mhm.
Crave recognition for their work?
Mhm.
Desire a sense of adventure?
That's a thing.
You figure that out, and you can show how whatever you're offering helps them achieve those goals.
Exactly.
So someone wants a simpler life. A meal kit service might be super appealing.
Yeah.
Or someone craves recognition. Maybe they're drawn to online courses that offer fancy credentials.
Right.
It's all about understanding what they're really after, beyond the surface.
Deeper level.
Yes.
What about trust? That seems like a big one.
Huge. Think about it.
Okay.
You wouldn't buy a used car from someone who seems shady, right?
No way.
Trust is fundamental.
Yeah.
For any buyer to feel confident about making a decision,
Right.
they need to believe in your brand, your product, your service.
And that's where things like testimonials come in, right?
Yes.
Proven track record, transparency.
All of that.
For me, reading positive reviews online really sways my decision,
Oh, yeah.
especially for services like a plumber or electrician.
Makes sense.
I want to see that other people have had good experiences.
Yeah, that's social proof.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful.
Powerful stuff.
And finally, we have value perception,
Okay.
which might be the most misunderstood driver.
Okay, break that down for me.
Okay.
What makes it so tricky?
People often think value is just about the price tag,
Right.
but it's so much deeper than that.
Oh, value perception is about how the buyer sees the overall benefit they're getting in relation to the cost.
Okay.
So, will this save them time or money,
Right.
make their life easier, or more enjoyable?
Yeah.
Solve a problem they've been struggling with.
Got it.
They want a good deal in terms of overall value, not just a low price.
I'm thinking about those as seen on TV products.
Oh, yeah.
They promise to solve a million problems at once.
Yeah,
They might not be the highest quality,
right.
but they often sell well because they create this perception of incredible value for the price.
Exactly.
It's like for just $19.99, you can slice, dice, and julienne your vegetables in seconds.
That's it.
Who can resist that?
Nobody.
Nobody. So we understand these 4 key drivers of buyer motivation:
Mm-hmm.
pain points, desires, trust, and value perception.
Right.
We could start to unlock the psychology behind why people make the decisions they do.
Absolutely.
This is already giving me so much to think about.
Yeah.
But let's say you're face-to-face with a potential buyer. How do you actually uncover their motivation?
Right.
What are the secrets to getting them to spill the beans?
Well, it all starts with asking the right questions.
Okay.
And becoming an expert listener.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of bombarding someone with a sales pitch,
Right.
try having a genuine conversation.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what kind of questions should we be asking? So we're talking less about like a hard sell
Yeah.
and more about being a good detective,
Right.
uncovering the clues to
Yeah.
what really makes someone tick.
Precisely. You got to think about it this way.
Okay.
For each of those 4 drivers.
Yeah.
Pain points, desires, trust, value, perception.
Right.
There are key questions you can ask to understand someone's motivation.
Okay. Got it.
So let's start with pain points.
Yeah.
Instead of assuming you know their problem,
Yeah.
ask something like, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
Okay.
When it comes to, whatever relevant area.
Right.
That's so much better than jumping in with like, I bet you're frustrated with this or that,
Yeah. Yeah.
which can feel kind of presumptuous,
Totally.
even if you're right.
It could be a turnoff.
Yeah,
You want to show you're genuinely interested in understanding their situation.
exactly.
Okay. So what about desires? How do we tap into that?
When it comes to desires,
Yeah.
you could ask, if you could wave a magic wand
Ooh, I like that.
and achieve one thing in this area, what would it be?
It feels almost playful,
Yeah,
like you're inviting them to dream big.
exactly.
Okay, I like it.
That helps you tap into their aspirations.
Okay, how about trust?
Trust, okay.
What are some good questions to build that sense of confidence?
You could ask, what's most important to you when choosing a company or person to work with on this?
Okay.
That opens the door for them to share their values and priorities, which gives you insight into what will build trust for them.
It also shows that you respect their opinion,
Yeah.
that you're not just trying to push your own agenda. Okay, now value perception.
Yeah.
That one feels a bit trickier to ask about directly.
It is more nuanced. Instead of asking directly about value,
Okay?
try focusing on outcomes.
Got it.
You could say, what would a successful outcome look like for you in this situation? Or, what are you hoping to achieve by addressing this challenge?
Okay.
That helps you frame your offering in terms of the value it provides.
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle.
Yes.
Each question gives us a new piece of information.
Right.
To help us understand the bigger picture of their motivation.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about the questions we ask.
No.
It's about how we listen, too.
Huge. Active listening is crucial.
Okay, break that down.
All right, so pay attention to their tone of voice,
Yeah.
their body language, what they emphasize, and what they avoid talking about.
Right. The nonverbals.
Yeah, those nonverbal cues can be just as revealing as their words.
This reminds me of a time when I was buying a new laptop,
Ah.
and the salesperson kept pushing the most expensive model.
Oh, yeah.
But I was hesitant.
Right.
My body language probably screamed, budget conscious.
Yeah.
But he wasn't picking up on it.
Oh, no.
Finally, I just came out and said, look, I'm a student,
Right.
so price is a major factor for me.
Got it.
And the moment I said that,
Yeah.
his whole approach changed.
It's like a switch flipped.
Yeah. He started showing me more affordable options,
Right.
highlighting features that were relevant to my needs as a student.
That's a perfect example of how being attuned to those nonverbal cues
Yeah.
can make all the difference.
Totally. In my case, the salesperson eventually got there.
He got there.
But imagine if he'd picked up on my hesitation earlier.
Right. Right.
We could have saved both of us some time.
Exactly.
And he probably could have made the sale more easily.
Absolutely.
It's like sometimes what people don't say
Yeah.
is just as important as what they do say.
Totally.
We have to be paying attention to all those subtle signals.
It's about reading between the lines. Understanding the unspoken needs and desires.
That's insightful.
That's what separates a truly persuasive communicator from someone who's just going through the motions.
This has me thinking about my own buying experiences.
Yeah.
There have been times when I felt totally manipulated by a salesperson
Yeah.
who clearly didn't care about my needs.
Right.
But then there have been other times when I felt genuinely understood and valued,
Yes.
even if I didn't end up buying anything.
Right.
Those are the interactions that stick with you.
Absolutely.
When someone takes the time to truly connect with you,
Yeah,
it creates a positive experience,
it does.
regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, it builds trust.
Yeah.
Makes you more receptive to what they have to offer now or in the future.
It makes you think maybe the goal shouldn't always be about closing the deal right then and there.
Right.
Maybe it's about building a relationship,
Yeah.
understanding their motivations, and earning their trust.
Long game.
Yeah, that seems like a much more sustainable approach,
Absolute.
both in business and in life.
Couldn't agree more.
Shifting our focus from manipulation to genuine understanding
Yes.
can lead to stronger relationships and more authentic connections.
Exactly.
So we've talked about understanding the psychology behind buyer motivation, identifying those 4 key drivers,
Right.
the art of asking insightful questions,
Yes.
and listening actively.
Absolutely.
But how do we take all of this knowledge and apply it to our own lives as consumers?
Ooh.
How can we use this to become more informed buyers, not just savvy sellers?
That's a brilliant question.
It feels like we've been uncovering a secret code.
Yeah.
Like we're learning to see through the matrix of marketing messages
Right.
and understand the real human needs and desires underneath it all.
It's about recognizing that we're all subject to these forces,
Yeah.
whether we realize it or not.
Oh.
Once you understand these principles, you can't unsee them. You start noticing them everywhere.
Oh, I know.
In advertising and negotiations.
Everywhere.
Even in everyday conversations.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah.
The ability to decode why people do the things they do.
Exactly. And the more you practice,
Yeah.
the better you become at recognizing those patterns.
Right.
You start to ask yourself, okay, what's a real motivation here?
Yeah.
Is this based on logic, emotion, or a bit of both?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being swayed by FOMO
Right.
or a genuine need?
It makes you a more conscious consumer.
Absolutely.
Instead of just reacting to those marketing messages,
Yeah.
you can pause and analyze your own thought process.
Yeah.
Like, wait, am I really drawn to this product?
Yeah.
Or am I just falling for a clever marketing tactic?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the key.
it is.
By becoming aware of our own emotional triggers
Right.
and the persuasive techniques being used,
Yeah.
we can make more informed decisions.
Yes.
Ones that align with our values and goals.
It's like instead of being swept along by the current, you're actually steering the ship.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about all those impulse purchases I've made.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm wondering, was I really excited at that item?
Mhm.
Or was I just reacting to a limited time offer?
Right.
Or fear of missing out? It's like holding up a mirror to your own buying habit.
That's where the real power lies.
Yeah.
In using this knowledge to become a more discerning buyer.
Become a better shopper.
Yeah. It's about taking control of your decisions rather than letting external forces dictate your choices.
So it's not about becoming immune to marketing?
No, that's impossible.
Yeah.
But it's about having the awareness
Yeah?
to make choices that are truly in your best interest.
So to recap,
Okay.
we dove into the psychology behind buyer motivation,
Yeah.
explored those 4 powerful drivers:
Yeah.
pain points, desires, trust, and value perception.
It's a lot.
And we discovered the art of asking insightful questions
Yeah.
and listening attentively to uncover those hidden motivations.
It all ties together.
But most importantly, we've learned how to apply this knowledge to become more informed and empowered consumers
Yes.
in a world that's constantly trying to influence our decisions.
It's about using this knowledge,
Yeah,
not to manipulate others, but to understand them better
right.
and to understand ourselves better in the process.
This deep dive has been a game changer for me.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I feel like I have a whole new toolkit
Yeah.
for navigating the world, both as a buyer and as someone who communicates with others.
It's a valuable skill set.
And the best part is, this is just the beginning.
Absolutely.
There's so much more to explore
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to understanding human behavior and motivation.
Endless possibilities.
If you're as fascinated by this topic as we are,
Yeah.
why not share this episode with a friend or colleague?
Good idea.
It's a conversation starter, a way to spark some insightful discussions
Definitely.
about what truly drives us as humans.
That's a good one.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of buyer motivation.
It's been fun.
Until next time, happy exploring.
Happy decoding.